Today's video is all about one of the worst mistakes you can make as a guinea pig owner, which is actually quite common and can be changed easily. There are two really bad mistakes that lots of people make when they first get their guinea pigs. The first one is getting a single guinea pig. This often happens because there's this myth that is really false that a single guinea pig can be tamed more easily and that two guinea pigs are harder to tame. This is completely false and the opposite is actually true. So if you have multiple guinea pigs, they provide each other with a sense of herd safety, so they'll be more willing to explore and interact with their human. Guinea pigs also always need a partner, they cannot be kept alone. The second mistake, which is the easiest to change and the most common one, is buying a cage that is way too small, which in most cases is any cage that you can get from a pet store. What? Lots of firms produce tiny cages that are unsuitable for guinea pigs, and lots of stores advertise them as guinea pig homes, when they are, in fact, only suitable as a temporary travel type of cage. Perhaps this is because a store wants to encourage people to buy pets, and showing large enclosures might make people think twice about dedicating a large chunk of a room to their guinea pigs, hence costing the store business. Pet store cages are very expensive for their size and what they offer. And when you first see guinea pigs and tiny cages and you opt for a still too small but somewhat bigger cage, then lots of people think that they're giving their guinea pigs a mansion, as a pet YouTuber has recently called their too tiny guinea pig cage, which is anything but a mansion. If you're not used to large enclosures, these cages might seem okay and large enclosures might appear way too big. So let's take a look at one of these pet store cages. This one is actually a larger example. It is 92 by 53 centimeters, so 63 by 21 inches. Guinea pig cage requirements are around 120 centimeters by 60 centimeters, so 47 by 24 inches, making this cage unsuitable size-wise, but it's not too far off of the minimum requirement. Now, lots of rescues advise a size of at least 0.75 square meter per pig, so 8 square feet per pig, making this cage way too small. So let's take one of our fleece liners, and the liner is way too large, but we're going to make it fit anyway. Since guinea pigs need to be kept in pairs, let's see the size when Gatsby and Lulu are testing the cage. It's not that much space, especially considering that Gatsby is a fairly small guinea pig. Guinea pigs also need a place to hide, and they need one hidey per guinea pig. So that makes the cage quite full, sorry piggies. Okay, so we have two hideys because if you have two guinea pigs, you will need two hideys. We have a hay rack because guinea pigs need hay 24/7, so they need access to hay. And we have a food bowl because you might want to feed forage or veggies, and guinea pigs need a food bowl. The food bowl also has to be of a medium size so that two guinea pigs can eat out of it without fighting. As you can see now, the cage is full, pretty much. And please keep in mind that this is actually not the tiniest cage that you could find in a pet store. So there are cages that are way smaller than this one. So this was one of the bigger cages. And this is a cage that you can use if you have a pig that you need to quarantine, or if you have a guinea pig that's recovering from surgery and the vet says to take special care of the guinea pigs and to not put it with the others. But that's pretty much it. That's the only thing that you can use this cage for, because as you can see, the cage is super full. The fleece liner didn't fit. Putting two Heidi's in already made the cage too full. We only had one spot where we were able to put the hay rack, and the food bowl in the middle is just really in the way, which doesn't give the guinea pigs any chance to really move because they always have to jump over the food bowl. So the only thing missing from this cage is a water bottle, and we already have a problem where to put it. They might be able to reach it there. And we already folded one of the willow bridges in a way so that it doesn't take that much space in the cage. Gatsby's already looking outside and enjoying the view. So let's close the lid. Gatsby can definitely take a stroll outside and explore the carpet if she chooses to do so. Let's close the cage. Because let's pretend that I'm going to work and I can't leave you unattended. So one of the biggest problems with this cage space-wise is that the guinea pigs can't really move. The main problem is that they don't have a larger space where they can really run. So guinea pigs should have a longer space where if they want a popcorn or if they have the zoomies or if they just want to speed, they can do that. And this is obviously not possible in that cage. It might be possible to take a small walk, but they can't run around, and guinea pigs need to run. The second problem is that they cannot walk around in this cage without touching anything in there, and we already put willow bridges in, which are tunnels. Now at least they can go around in a circle, but if you were to put a house in, it would be even more crowded. So these are the two main problems. They need to be able to walk around without touching each other, and they cannot run around, which is a really important thing when it comes to guinea pigs. As you can see, both of them are not really moving because what this teeny tiny space does to them is they will just sleep a lot. If we were to put them in that cage overnight, they would probably start chewing the bars because they're just really bored. What can they do in that cage? Lulu is now eating a little bit of hay, but even if you look at the hay rack, there is not enough space in that cage to put a bigger hay rack in or to have a hay rack that's actually in the cage. And this hay rack that is outside of the cage is just really not practical because the guinea pigs cannot reach it that well. It's also not very big. I don't think this hay rack would last the entire day when I'm away. So they would definitely need a bigger hay rack, but we cannot put one in. Probably what would happen in a while is the guinea pigs would start chewing the bars because they are just really bored. What it eventually forces them to do is to just sleep a lot. This is how you get people complaining and saying, oh, guinea pigs are just really boring pets. They don't do anything else but sleep all day. And as you can see, you can't really do much besides sleep in that cage. So this is probably one of the reasons where the stereotype comes from. You guys get a pea flag for participating. And you can see Gatsby's already trying to chew the bars because this is what inevitably happens because Gatsby wants to explore, Gatsby wants to go outside. And guinea pigs do that when they are bored, when they're not stimulated enough. Maybe the bars just also are of a material that really makes them chew them. But the best way to stop that is to give the guinea pigs a bigger cage. And another pet tuber just found a guinea pig in a dumpster, and they got a really tiny cage, and then they got a bigger cage after people in the comments were telling them that the cage was just really too small, which is really great that they got a bigger cage, but it's basically one of these cages and then it has a run attached to it. And the problem with that is that even if you now put a fence around it so that the guinea pigs have some outside space, you cannot count both of the spaces as one space. So the outside run is one space and the space in the cage is one space. And you cannot add that to the total square feet because the guinea pigs cannot really run in a straight line. They have to jump over the plastic thing or they have to use a ramp. In any case, it's the same as having a level in your guinea pig cage. It doesn't count towards the total of the square feet. So just adding a fence around this cage is not going to make it that much bigger. It obviously is a big improvement, so it's not like it's not doing anything, but to say that this is a guinea pig mansion or to say that this is just a really huge guinea pig space just because you put a fence around it is not true and is giving people a false impression of how big a guinea pig cage should be. So we exchanged Nugget and Lulu because Lulu is slightly bigger than Nugget, and now we have two smaller guinea pigs in that cage. And please keep in mind that Nugget and Gatsby are really small pigs. So putting a Sylvester and a Frida in that cage would just make it really small because both of them are and were very big pigs. He deserves all the comfort that the castle provides that he owns. I paid around €30 for this cage, which is quite cheap. I got it on sale. It was around 40 or 50% off. I would probably assume that this kind of cage usually goes for 60 to 80 bucks in a store. And the quality is kind of okay. The cage is not going to fall apart if you use it. So in that sense, the quality is okay, I guess. But every time you open and close it, it's just going to make a lot of noise and it's not the most ideal material in general. So our DIY cage cost us €120 to make and €30 of that were invested in an electric screwdriver. So the material for that cage was €90. So I would say price-wise, making your own cage is definitely way cheaper. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you guys next time!